Hey guys, you're welcome to the Zeta channel, and tonight we're going to talk about what's happening in astrology right now, also collective consciousness and karmatic community consciousness, because we're in Gemini deep right now. We have the North Node in Gemini. We have the Sun in Gemini. We have a new moon in Gemini in maybe 8 hours from now. Mercury is back in his home of Gemini. Venus is in retrograde in Gemini. We are dominated by Mercury's Gemini. So we need to have this talk right now. We are being granted and gifted IQ density. So therefore, we have been gifted with a higher IQ than normal. And that's the energy that's surrounding us at the moment that we can tap into. So if we're going to be stupid, we just don't tap into it. If we're going to be smart, we're going to try on this. Ride this wave like hungry beings for success. And that's what I'm hoping you're all doing. This is the wave of opportunity. It's the wave of a higher IQ. It's a time to let the emotions go and let the knowledge flow. To tap in to this flow of higher consciousness. Now, that all sounds like too much goods to be true. It sounds too amazing. It's there. Obviously, everything that's good, that's positive, comes with a little bit of negativity. That's always the play on everything. So, the negative of it is Mercury can be a little bit of a trickster, and at the moment, Mercury is trined with Neptune, which is a soul amplifier, but also can be a little bit delusional with the mind, and we have to be careful of that because it's hard to feed the mind and understand the soul at the same time. I am not saying the ego is the way to move forward and soul is the way to neglect. No, I'm all for the soul. But sometimes Neptune, being the ruler of Pisces, gets lost in his own sea of thought and bewilderness and spiritual hunger. And sometimes if you dab into the spiritual world too deep, without protection especially, you can become a part of the delusional world. You can become delusional and full of illusion yourself. So the energy to tap onto now is the Gemini energy. The North Node is in Gemini. It's just left Cancer. We all got into the Cancer node after 18 months. And whether we liked it or not, we all had no choice but to get into it because we got thrown into our own houses, with a virus and a lockdown. So we ended up getting more imaginative because we had no choice. What were we supposed to do? We had to use our imagination to create things to do, and maybe the money wasn't flowing, so we had to design our own houses without the excess money and without the certain shops been open. So we had to use what was available in nature. And that's all about Cancer energy: imagination, building the home, spending time with family, loved ones, the nearest and dearest. All Cancer energy. With the North Node in Cancer, for the last 18 months, and which just switched 3 weeks ago into Gemini, the North Node is always the karmatic, collective, a goal for us to achieve. We achieved that goal. Now the goal for us to achieve is Gemini. It's in Gemini now for the next 17 and 1 week months. And we have to achieve that. And with all this Gemini energy now, this is the starting point. This is like the rocket fueling at base and taking off, giving us a test ride, and then coming back down, and we feel bewildered, like, whoa, wow, this is the time now we're feeling all this adrenaline coming in, all this knowledge, information. Too much information is not good. Be careful, especially with the Neptune alignment, which can be delusional. We can't just watch the latest conspiracy theory movie and think, oh, this is it. We can't listen to all the feeds on Facebook and go, oh, this is what's happening. Can't listen to the main news, the RTE or whatever main news, Fox News, and go, oh, this is what's happening. No, we don't know what's happening out there. But let me tell you, I know what's happening in the astral plane. I know what's happening in astrology. And the astral plane is full of entities, dark and light. You have to be careful. You have to protect yourselves. And I can't protect any of you unless you protect yourselves. We need to be vigilant, aware, conscious, and higher evolved souls. We need to understand our karma and take it on and go, okay, I did this and I know I have to pay for it, so accept it, to evolve, to move on. This is a highly karmic, energetic time with Saturn in retrograde, Saturn in return. This is the most crazy time in astrology, guys, and we can see it. Did we ever expect a virus like we've just had to make us think the world is going to end, to put us in our place, to drive us to our houses, to stop us from touching each other, to stop the social contact? We never suspected anything like this, but astrology did. That's why I'm intrigued by astrology, and that's why I'm sharing with you about my knowledge. And I'm talking now about the Gemini, the duality of the twins, Mercury. The dominance of this sign is going to be with us for 18 months. And Aquarius and Capricorn. They're the three main signs that are going to bewilder us, drive us, enlighten us. They're going to be our muse for the next 18 months. We are moving into the age of Aquarius. Like it, I don't like it. That's the way it is, guys. So, the North Node been in Gemini. Now, let me tell you a little bit about the North Node and the South Node. It's not like a planetary alignment. It's the whole axis of the Earth, the Sun, and the planets, and how they are aligned. It's a mathematical equation how they discover the North Node and the South Node. So it's a karmatic, conscious goal for you to do. And in your birth chart, your South Node is where you come from. It's the last planetary, the last reincarnation you had that you ended up at. So for this lifestyle, in this lifetime, you have to reach your North Node for your karmatic consciousness, your karmatic, your karmatic healing. You need to reach the North Node, and the North Node now for collective consciousness is Gemini. and it changes every 18 months. In your birth chart, it's something that you have to achieve your whole lifetime. That's totally different. And if you want to know more about that, then log on to my channel and I will do videos about that. Okay, but now we are going into the Gemini North Node. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, who is the ruler of the hands, the lungs, communication, intelligence, IQ, also the trickster, too much information in the head. Also very spiritual. It's a new age. But what we have to realize is, for the North Node, we have to have a South Node. We need to go to the North Node from the South Node. The South Node is the opposite sign of the North Node, which is Jupiter. So Jupiter is expansion, truth, dogma. It's mainly dogma. We have to leave dogma, religion, the cult of religion, the authority of religion. You have like Christians, you have Islams, you have all these religions fighting with each other, but yet they have the same achievement, is to ascend to the highest good. They have Christ consciousness, the light. And that's what spiritualists have their highest achievement to ascend to. So there's no difference. But the man causes a difference by creating these religions, okay? So we have to come out of the Jupiter dogmatic religion structure to move in to a more highly intellectual spiritualism of realizing, to connect with God ourselves, we have to dive inside of ourselves, and we have to find all the information on the outside and gather it and bring it inside to see if it resonates and how it resonates with us as an individual, not as part of a cult or a part of a man-made doctrine that tells us who we should be and who we shouldn't be. We need to gather the new age information ourselves, meditate on it, and find from the core if it resonates and what resonates with us, for us to be able to ascend to our higher self. That is a North Node that we need to drive to, and to drive to for the next 17 plus months. This is serious, guys, and I'm going to talk more about collective karma tonight, because if you live in a neighborhood and there's certain people in your neighborhood and certain businesses that you know are polluting the place, their inclinations are negative, their business is destructible to the environment, it's causing negative energy, it's radiating poisons. It's like the supermarkets where you have all of these aisles and aisles of dead carcasses, and they're just going to waste because they don't have, especially now with people in lockdown and not been able to travel, so especially tourist towns that would have usually a higher percentage of people gathering this time of the year, and now they just have the locals, but yet they're still ordering the same supplies from suppliers, and fresh food especially, that just gets wasted, and all these like lives have been jeopardized, animal lives been jeopardized, and because of the greed and need of the suppliers. And some people may think that, oh, that's none of the business of a local person, especially if that local person is like a vegan or doesn't eat meat themselves, and they might be just anarchists on that level. No, collective community karma involves everybody in the area. That is something we have to learn and know about. So if you know there is a factory down the road that's polluting the river with toxins and other poisons, but yet they employ most of the neighborhood, so most of the neighborhood accept it and just buy their bottled water and like know that their water is poison, but they don't care because they just go and they have the supply of bottled water, and you don't say nothing because they're bigger than you and they're employing most of the people around you, and most of the people are happy just to have the money, the income coming into the financial like surplus coming into the neighborhood. No, that's wrong, because you listen to me. We are collective conscious people, and every area has collective karma. So if you live in this place, this area, that's karmasic energy that's coming upon that area, so you're part of that. So any darkness that comes through that energetic line of karma, you're part of it. So you need to stand up and say how you feel. So it is our business. If someone says it's not your business, you don't have to shop in that place. You don't have to buy of that supplier. You don't have to work in that place. You don't have to say anything to the person that works there. You live there. That's enough. You need to know this. Collective karma, conscious karma, community karma. You need to know this, guys. This all matters. So this is what I say to you. This new moon in Gemini tomorrow is a new information. I am giving you new information. You find all this information all over the internet. It's juggle in your mind. There's too much of it. That's why I don't bother with it. I go higher above for my information. And you might think that's airy fairy, whatever you think. But the information I'm getting is the energy that's happening right now. And I don't feed into fear, but I feed into knowledge of what's true. Because right now, there's so much trickery going on. There's so much information thrown out upon people because they know that people have nothing else for doing but on Facebook and watching these. People are questioning. They're throwing out these documentaries now. And they're giving, well, maybe 1/4 of a bit of truth. The rest, bullshit. So you're going to get all trapped in your mind over and go fucking crazy over. Guys, get with it. Like and subscribe to my channel. Nika Zeta. Good new moon manifestations. Namaste.